Hey everybody, it's your girl Coco Kitten Bruja here, and it is time for Money Mondays. If you are new here, hey boo, how you doing? This is pretty much a timeless message that talks about money alignment. And if you are not new, hey fam, how's it going? So the way we're gonna start this out, I'm gonna clear the energy with a little bit of sound. Have a couple of sprays that I spray for all that intuition and all that good stuff. And then as I start to shuffle the first deck, I just need you guys to do a little breath work for me. You are going to take 3 deep breaths in, inhaling and pulling in high vibrating energy, love, light, positivity, well, not necessarily positivity. Anyway, prosperity, joy, all of that good stuff. You're going to hold it in your solar plexus and get your stomach nice and tight. You're going to hold it for 3 seconds. And then from there, you're going to exhale through the mouth all of your lower vibrating energies. We're going to release them. We're going to release the fear, the doubt, the imposter syndrome, the feeling of worthlessness, all of that stuff. We got to get it out, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do all the things that I said, and then we'll get into the things that you guys need to do before I start slanging these cards, right? Here we go. Alrighty. And if you are wondering, the sprays that I'm spraying both come from Beautiful Brew. One is from her Alchemy Intention line for intuition, and the other one is from the same line for transmutation. All right. So now that that is done, I'm going to start shuffling the first deck. If you guys want to go ahead and start doing your breath work, that would work for me. Guys, I'm so excited. Not only have we broken the 1,000 subscriber threshold, I am, by the time you guys see this, a few hours away, or I might have already hit the requirement to be monetized. So I just want to say I am super, super, super honored that you guys, spend time watching my videos. You like, subscribe, share, all of that fun stuff. It is absolutely 1,000% appreciated. And you know what? We only going up from here, right? Now, about these cards. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Okay, no jumpers this week. So this fire energy, baby. Ace of Wands, 7 of Cups, the Princess of Swords. We have the Judgment card and the Strength card. Bottom of the deck being the 8 of Cups. This is harvest season. Yes, this message is timeless, but we are also on the cusp of October, as we're moving out of September, talking about the end of cycles, this 9 energy, moving into this 10th month of completion of harvests, right? This is the time that everybody likes to go and pick pumpkins and all that different thing, all of those different things, excuse me. But right now, when we're talking about our money, it is time for movement. It is time to, you know what? This is a new angle for me, guys. I'm going to just kind of slightly move this over a bit. There we go. It's time for movement, right? And it's going to look like something different for each one of you, because some of you, you're going to have to move forward with walking away from a lot of the things that you guys have invested in. These investments are just not going to pan out. They're not going to be what you want them to be. So it's really time to stop and evaluate what you want to keep putting your investments into. And that could be stocks. That could be, supporting other people, giving people money. Different things are going to have to be stopped by different people, but it's definitely time for this forward movement of walking away from the things that are not really giving you the return on investments that you're looking for. For some of you, You're going to have to stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's time for you to drop the facade and really start living authentically, moving forward, right? It's really time to start removing these masks that you're wearing to present yourself one way when your bank account says something else. I know that's a drag for somebody. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you guys are still like trying to make it seem like things are better than what they are, and it's nothing wrong with, you know, trying to put yourself in a headspace of prosperity. That's different. But if you out here leasing Cadillacs when you know you working 4 jobs just to pay the note, it's time to chill. You're not living authentically. You're trying to keep up for people who really don't care about what's going on, right? It's time to stop. It's time to drop all of that. And at the same time, it's time to move forward with the options that are being presented in front of you. Some of you guys have all of these options. When we talk about partnerships, when we talk about contracts, you have these different things that you have going on. These 2 cards next to each other saying, hey, it's time to move forward with a decision, right? It's okay to be curious. It's okay to, you know, want to do your research when it comes to all of these different things. However, you definitely need to start making movements. Now is not the time to be still. Now is all about the forward progress. As you start to harvest your opportunities, as you start to harvest, realizations. Harvesting is not just about what's tangible. You can absolutely harvest thoughts. You can absolutely harvest clarity, right? So it's okay to be curious about what's going on, and it's okay to be curious about your options. But this Ace of Wands energy is so strong as a collective. If you guys weren't there last Thursday for my live, it was so raw. It was so live. Like, harvest season is so real this year. And this Ace of Wands is just loud as hell. It's super loud. So it's time for forward movement, guys. This harvest is about more than just what's tangible. Okay? So really think about that as you start to try to, you know, really put the pieces together at, you know, of what you guys have going on financially, right? There are some of you guys that are in litigation right now. You're going to have to make a decision. Do you settle or do you keep moving forward with what you know is right? Right? There's a lot of forward movement that needs to happen. Some of you are on the fence when we just talk about the work of alignment, right? You're still skeptical, You're still doubting yourself and your power. It's time for forward movement. It's time to tangibly harvest a heightened level of intuition, because what's happening is you guys are moving into a place of being stagnant, and you're going to miss opportunities. You're going to miss the chance to get the clarity you need to move forward, right? Now, if this is you fall into one of these categories, don't judge yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself to be somewhere or achieve something that you're not ready for. And I feel like a lot of times we have these goals and we're like, I should be able to do that by next month. I should be able to do that by the end of the year. And then we get to the end of the year and we feel bad because we didn't meet our goals. Well, the problem was you weren't prepared for that goal because you weren't prepared to do the work. You weren't prepared to heal in order to get the clarity and the discipline you needed to meet that goal in the first place, right? But that happens. It's okay. You're human. And the moment that you take accountability for that is the moment that you can find strength to move forward and actually do what needs to be done, right? So this Judgment card is definitely a nod to say, hey, now's not the time to put pressure on yourself. Now's not the time to judge yourself for what you did in the past, because what needs to happen right now is forward movement. So if you're trying to move forward, you don't want to get stuck by your decisions of the past, because then you stay stagnant, right? So just looking at this first row, it's definitely time to figure out where your forward movement, where your tangible or intangible harvest is coming from. Because as we move into these last few months of the year, there's going to be things and there's going to be opportunities that are only going to come by once. The message is going to be real loud and strong once. So you're going to have to really get into a mode of really just moving forward and being curious, do your research, but don't sit on things. Don't become stagnant, right? Don't let the past repeat itself to where you're stuck in this cycle of pressure and of judgment. Don't do it, right? I'm keeping this real quick this time, guys. I'm actually on vacation right now, if you are watching this come Monday. So I'm going to keep it moving and go to our Energy Oracle. All of the decks that I use will be labeled in the description below. And I have trained these decks for money messages. These are decks that can absolutely be used for whatever you like, but I have trained them for money pulls. Okay. So we have Cornucopia comes out. It's an 11 card, which means that's alignment, right? And Cornucopia is like another word for abundance, right? A lot of something. Right now, everybody's looking for a lot of money. Everybody wants a lot of prosperity, right? But in order to get there, you also need a lot of patience. You need a lot of clarity. You need a lot of strength, right? And you need a lot of authenticity. Stepping into who you truly are, moving forward, knowing that the opportunities presented to you are for the person that you truly are, not the opportunities that will be presented for the person that you're trying to be, right? Ooh, this reading coming for y'all next today, man, with a coin. Listen, right under this 7 of Cups, these opportunities are another strength card. Look, you guys, we're gonna have happy family, bottom of the deck. Listen, there's a lot going on right now. These last few months, you guys have to pay attention to what's happening around you. When you get a tip about something, tap into that Princess of Swords. Be curious, do your research, right? But know that there's only going to be certain opportunities that come up once. Some of you have already gotten this opportunity and you're like, I don't know, maybe not. It's going to pass you by. Okay? So basically, you guys really need to start paying attention to what's happening right now. As we move closer to Halloween, we all know by the time Halloween run around, the veil is very thin. And, you know, those on the other side of the veil will be walking among us, excuse me, words aren't wording right now. They're going to be giving you messages. They're going to be coming to you like, hey, great nephew, grandnephew, grandchild, son, daughter, here is my message for you. This is what you need to be doing. Don't say, oh, I had a dream about so-and-so, and then leave it at that. That was a message. That was a download. I don't know what's happening right now with this reading today, y'all, but I'm letting y'all know some of y'all will be notified by members on the other side of the veil about these opportunities, about what you need to do. Some of you are going to give very, very, very direct messages. Write it down. Take heed. Because it is intense this year. It is very, very, very intense. And I highly recommend that you guys start paying attention to everything, right? There's going to be some of you who will actually be presented with very large opportunities, right? This man with the coin, he's coming with a check, right? Some of you are going to get job opportunities that you didn't even think were possible. Job opportunities where, you know, you might have threw, you know, a salary down on your resume or on an application and it comes back that you wind up getting more money. These are things that you are definitely going to have to pay attention to, right? The Strength card coming up twice. A lot of you guys have to get with the idea of being comfortable with success. Woo, okay, here we go. A lot of you guys are staying in this stagnant energy of this keeping up with the Joneses energy because you are very comfortable in chaos. You are comfortable with the adrenaline that comes with living on the edge in that poverty mindset. You still look good on paper, so it's all good. But that's not what this is, because that runs out eventually. That you can only go so far with that, right? And right now, Spirit is saying it's time to move forward. If you want this stable, happy family, because, you know, the 4 card, that's stability, right? If you want that, you're going to have to start living authentically. You're going to have to change the way you look at money. You're going to have to budget. You're going to have to do all of these things. You're going to have to do the work. And while you're doing this work, understand that you are worthy of the prosperity. You are worthy of the success. And that, you know, you're going to have to be okay with success. You're going to have to understand that you have to change your life to fit the frequency of success. You can't live the way you're living right now and still be in a level of success. You are going to have to align to this success, and that takes work. That takes removing what's not working and replacing it with what is, right? The man with the coin is very strong, and that's a 7 card. Now we're talking about our intuition. Now we're talking about spiritual messages and things like that. Guys, you're going to have to start paying attention to your dreams. You're going to have to start paying attention to all of these random feathers that some of y'all are seeing. This 222, 555, 888. Start looking up angel numbers, because these messages are going to be real loud, but they're only going to come once. Some of them are only going to come once. So I suggest you guys start paying attention now. I don't even know where this is coming from, because this is not typical for my Money Mondays, but this is very poignant that I tell you guys to pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your messages, because some of them are only going to come around once. Okay? Let's dive into my Money Oracle deck. Secure the bag. And see what we have going here. Guys have to pay attention to your movement of energy, movement of thoughts, all of this stuff, because you guys know you're going to have to eventually make these thoughts that you're having, this shift in paradigm, you're going to have to make it tangible through action, right? Turning thoughts to action. So we got malachite, always a good crystal. Listen, we not about to start this again with this doggone card, y'all. If you guys are unfamiliar with Money Mondays, this card comes up far too much for my liking. I'm gonna have to cut somebody. Bottom of the deck being financial literacy. So malachite, we know, is great for growth and expansion. When we talk about malachite, it's a very heart chakra-y type stone. It is great for so many things. But this particular stone expands wealth, right? It attracts it. You can have this stone on you. You can have this stone in your house. But when we talk about malachite, I want to also talk about this heart chakra aspect of it. Because for some of you, again, going back to that comfortable in chaos, being scared of success, you need to release that, because that's trauma also in the heart space, right? There's a lack of self-worth, self-love there. So I recommend this particular stone for the heart chakra aspect of it, because when you start to heal your heart chakra, it flows everywhere else, right? So I definitely say that. When we talk about sovereignty over solicitation, everything you need is within you. You are source, right? So everything that you need to start doing the work, start having this forward movement, it's going to start in the mind. And it's going to start with you trusting your own power, trusting your own abilities over asking other people for money or asking other people, everything you say is always right, so I'm going to go with everything you say. You shouldn't be doing that, for one, because Spirit talks to you for you. Spirit is not always talking to other people for you, right? So if you have these messages, if you have these downloads, trust them. Don't say, hey, I got these messages, what do you think it means? That's not their alignment. It's okay to get, consultations here and there, but if you are never trusting your own ability to get your own messages and decipher your own messages, you are giving away your power. And you're soliciting somebody else's power. That doesn't even make sense. Now is not the time for that. Now is the time for you to take your messages and really sit with them. Sit with your highest self, your oversoul, whatever you want to call it. Sit with it and sit with that message to see exactly the clarity meant for you. You guys have heard me say it before. There's a reason why you can't share glasses, because not everybody has the same vision as you. Do with that what you will. And then bottom of the deck being the financial literacy card. This is taking it up a notch for those of you who need to budget, those of you who need to understand how to pay down debts, how to get things off of your credit. Now is the time to start looking for that, right? Now is the time to tap into that Princess of Swords. Get curious, do your research on how you can better prepare yourself for the alignment that you're seeking. These are tangible ways of taking it as above, so below, right? It's okay to not be where you want to be. But right now, sitting in that is not acceptable. That Ace of Wands is very, very loud. It is time for forward movement. The fire has been lit under your butts. I can't say the word I want to say. The fire has been lit under your butt. So what are y'all going to do with it? I'm going to let y'all sit with that this week. And I'll be back next week for your next Money Monday message. Again, hit that like, subscribe, that share, comment below how you feel. All readings are available online. Again, I am on vacation until October 3rd. So if you book, you will not get the reading until after the 3rd. I love you guys. I am so happy with the growth of the channel. It's all thanks to you guys. I'm always rooting for you and sending you guys a ton of love and light. And until next time, peace.